right, it's NSM 2024 again. I'm up in the hills of Sonoma County interviewing some of the biggest, brightest, and most interesting tech companies in the M&E space. So this is a fun one today because I've got somebody who's never been on the show before, and I'm excited to have him here. Let me introduce you to Ben Lever from Pixit Media.
Thanks, Nick. Nice to meet you.
You as
How
well?
you doing?
Oh, I mean, look, we're in the beautiful green hills right now.
We
It's not
certainly are.
raining.
Yeah, not raining. It has been.
Yeah, so no complaints, man. Having a great time.
Good.
And I get to talk with some of the most interesting tech companies on earth. So who's arguing this? Okay, so let's just get the, so for people who don't know who Pixit Media is,
Yep.
What in the world do you guys do?
So Pixit Media, we're a data management company. We're focused on managing data throughout the life cycle of media and doing that in an intelligent way. So overcoming a lot of the sort of challenges in the market that we see, you know, being able to collaborate globally, being able to deliver, you know, storing data in the right place within its life cycle. That's what we really focus on.
And so primarily, I mean, as a software company, you enable fast storage.
Yep.
And the HSM, the tools to manage that storage and move the files around.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to storage, I mean, you know, we do storage, we do very fast storage, but you know, at the end of the day, these companies don't make money from buying storage, right? It's all about being able to deliver the performance where it's needed, but it's being able to actually manage that data so it's stored in the right place within its cycle, but you can always retrieve it, you can always view it, and also making sure that you can bring it back when it needs to be retrieved, and being able to move it globally as to where it needs to reside in its workflow.
Now that's an interesting one, because when you talk about being able to move it globally, are you enabling third-party tools to do the data movement, or have you built that into your platform?
No, we built that into our platform Ingenia, where we can move data, and you know, it's not just moving data in that sort of traditional way where you sync data. It's about moving data in an intelligent way, because you don't want copies of data all around the world, right? Because otherwise you're just duplicating data.
Yeah.
So of course you've got to be able to move it fast, but you need to move it intelligently. So what Ingenia does is, although we keep a reference on all locations where that data resides, so you've got that global view, we're actually orchestrating that data to where it needs to be, and a lot of that is tying what we do into, if you like, asset intelligence or workflow intelligence. So tying that in using, you know, integrating with our APIs and plugin tools to be able to have that business aware element where, you know, creatives or whoever's controlling that data can actually, they can ask whatever the tools they're using, and that will tell us to move the data to where it needs to reside.
So who's your traditional client? Who are the people that are saying, I need this?
Typically the content owners, but we deal with pretty much every vertical in media, and you know, you've got all these sub verticals, whether it's, you know, the content owners through to distribution and play out, the broadcasters, right the way through to post-production VFX, localization. You know, we pretty much cover across the board, and you know, although there's, you know, everyone has different ways of working, there's different workflows, the overriding principles are pretty much the same across the board, and then it's just how you work with those different environments.
Yeah. So the two products that kind of fit in this is Pixstore and Ingenia.
Yeah.
So help me understand what each of those elements are.
So Pixstore fundamentally is our storage platform, or our data platform. And that's where we do have the high performance storage side of things. So we're very focused on NVMe over fabrics, and being able to deal with, you know, multiple OSs in a heterogeneous environment. But we've also got a lot of intelligence from within Ingenia, so things like automation, being able to analyze the data, a lot of analytics within our tools. And then Ingenia takes you out of Pixstore to and from anything else. So that could be public cloud with the hyperscalers, it could be tier 2 cloud, it can be other storage systems. So we integrate with pretty much anything, but still maintain that single view of data within our databases.
So we've been talking about this a lot on the show the last couple of days about tiering data, about not putting all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
Everybody needs a little cloud, a little tier 2, and a lot of tier 1, right? And so how do you see that structure, and what do is that really where Ingenia comes into play?
Yeah, I mean, there's two things that are important there. One, we're in a hybrid world, whether companies like it or not. We're in a hybrid world, so you've got to choose what's right for where the data resides. Now, we say, for instance, on that high performance tier, we think we're a really good fit there. But then that as data moves down its life cycle, there's far more cost-effective platforms other than us out there, which we integrate with Ingenia. Now, when you're doing that, the other thing that's really important, and there's two elements. There's number one, the data has to be open. Your data as a customer, whether you're a content owner or you've created assets, you don't want that data to be locked down. So you want to be able to go in, if you move it into the cloud, you want to be able to access in the cloud in an open way. There's nothing worse than having your data locked down to something specific. So open data. The other thing, and when we talk about life cycle, a lot of people talk about life cycle management, but it's more about eliminating manual intervention. So it's automating things through that pipeline, so you're not having to think about, well, I've got to move that data over there now. It's about creating policies placement policies that automate the movement of that data.
Yeah, there's this interesting theory about just-in-time delivery.
Yeah.
Right, and understanding like the needs. We see this every day in our life on the store shelves when we're not in the middle of a pandemic. That there's always toilet paper on the shelf because we know how much is being used and how much to deliver.
Yeah.
And this concept in the media delivery pipeline of sort of just-in-time delivery of we know those assets are going to be used. Let's get them there ahead of time.
Yes,
so
exactly.
they're available.
And you want to be able to see what you've got all the time, and you really want one single point of the truth. You don't want to have to go, it's like the traditional model with silos. You're having to manage different entities of data. You want a single view of that data, no matter where it resides, whether it's on-premise, in the cloud, that whole hybrid approach, and also multi-location, because it's a 24/7 industry, and you could be shooting in LA, and then work overnight is being done somewhere else in the world. So it's
getting that media there, getting all the other pieces connected. So who's using this, and what problems are they? I mean, how is it we seeing this being used right now?
So the biggest area that we're focused on is that whole collaborative workflow, and that's whether you're integrating between multiple locations on premise in the cloud, and moving data on a global basis. So everyone from the sort of big content owners, so the studios, a lot of the big studios we're working with, right the way through to a lot of the agencies, broadcasters, post-production and VFX in a big way. And another area that we're starting to go into is also on the gaming side as well. So
the Unreal engines.
Yeah. Because again, very similar principles there. Being able to collaborate across the globe is really important.
Nice.
Because it gives you access to the best talent no matter where it is, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if we learn nothing else from the pandemic, it's that.
Yes, exactly.
Take advantage.
And I think the pandemic, you touch on that. I think that accelerated all of this because we're in a world of remote working, right? So.
Yeah. Brilliant. Well, listen, Ben, thanks for being here.
No, thanks for having me.
If you want to know more about Pixit Media, obviously hit them up on the web, find Ben on LinkedIn, or call us at JB&A. We'll give you more information on Pixit Media and how to fit it into your workflow. All right, this is Nick signing off at NSM 2024. See you on the next episode.